Hi guys, so today we're having a look at the Venus XS Silver palette. This is actually the first time I've tried a pressed eyeshadow from Line Crime. I bought their original loose pigmenty shadows years and years and years ago, and I've just never ended up buying any of their eyeshadow palettes since. But when these guys came out, they were just too cute, and the silver one just looked like colours I would reach for again and again. So there is also a gold and a rose gold of this palette. So I've got a picture up for the gold one here. Right. And then let me find the rose gold one for you as well. So price wise, these are $20 or £16.30. Although I believe they're also on Cult Beauty at $18.50, but Line Crime is definitely quoting them at $16.30. And this is the rose gold one. I would have used some of the colours out of that, although I have to say my camera is picking up a little bit more pinky than it actually is. And then we have the silver, which is very shiny and hard to see unless I hold it really close. So there are 4 shadows of 0.059 ounces or 1.67 grams. They are vegan and cruelty free, which is great. Packaging, really cute. We've always got this on the Venus palettes. They are cardboard and a little bit light and cheap feeling and no mirror, but regardless, let's see about the quality of the makeup inside. Right, let's get started. So I have primed with the NYX Proof It primer. This is my favourite eye primer at the moment. I've repurchased it a few times and I don't really see the point in buying anything more expensive because it works just as well. So we've got the Venus Extra Small Silver. As you can see, the lightest matte shade is not my skin tone. So I'm going to be doing my usual cheat and grabbing my Makeup Obsession palette and just quickly grabbing Pearl to throw onto my brow area. I've hit pan on so many of these shadows because it's just an everyday staple that I want something that's close to my skin colour to throw onto the brow bone. And done with that anyway. Alright, just saw a brush I realised I wanted. So, that light colour is obviously going to be our transition shade today. So let's see how that goes. Now this is a brush from Ruby that I got in a subscription box. I keep meaning to check out their other brushes because I really like this one, and I forget because that's me. And now I can't go shopping because it's Christmas and I need to shop for other people. And I also have way too many brushes. So yeah, that's a really, really nice, subtle transition shade. I can see myself reaching for that shade a lot, even if I just done that colour all over the eye and then just go in with like a 50s winged liner. I think this would be a great colour for the crease for that sort of look. But this is definitely a very buildable shade. Not sure how that's going to work out if you're somebody with a darker skin tone than I have. But definitely very easy to work with for our fair skinned types, which suits me. Okay, so then which actual crease brush do I want to play with? I'm going to take the H&M one from the set that I reviewed the other day actually, because I still just quite like this. So we're just going to go into the other dark matte shade. I'm going to do the glitters kind of as the last stage, I think. So there's a little bit of kickback from these shadows for the mattes anyway. But let's see. That's a really nice soft charcoal colour actually. So far the mattes in this palette I'm seeing is really good kind of staple shades, you know, that you could use with other kind of bright palettes. Like I think if I packed this and a bright palette and, you know, pearl, I would be able to do a lot of different looks, because this is just going to give me a lot of options with deepening up crease colours, which is good. So yeah, so that one's definitely more pigmented than the pale brown, but also it's darker, so, you know. But I don't feel like I had to build it up quite as much to get it where I wanted it to be. But there is definitely now quite a bit of dustiness around this palette. So, not hygienic, but I'm the only one that uses my makeup. So I kind of want to gravitate more towards this brighter silver, but I want to try everybody in a palette. So let's go into this pewter type shade. Oh, they have names. Oops. Okay, so this was Crescent, this is Plated, this is Luminous that we're about to go into, and then Sterling. So Luminous, I'm just going to fill in the rest of my lid with, and see how that goes. So yeah, definitely more of a pewter toned silver. And these definitely feel a little bit more firmly pressed than the other ones. Definitely less kickback, and I feel like I'm going quite hard to pick up a decent amount of product on my brush. But they're also definitely quite a dry formula, not like those I Heart Revolution ones that I was trying out a while ago. So I am getting quite a bit of fallout, but then also I forgot to tap my brush, so I will accept responsibility for that one. Nope, still getting fallout after I tap my brush. Okay, cool. So next I'm going to grab the little smudger brush just because I want a little bit more control, and we're going to go into Sterling, the brighter silver, and I'm just going to try and brighten up, you know, the center point of my eye, so that it's a bit more 3D looking, as if my eyes were ever looking completely flat. I quite like brushes like this for doing that, because they're so small and they blend as you go. Let's build it up a little bit on this side. I really like that. So it's, you know, it's a fairly predictable palette what look you're going to end up with if you just use all the colours from it. But I also think it would work quite well with, you know, adding in colour and things like that. It's a good set of cool toned basics is how I'm viewing this particular palette. So we will obviously do a wear test. If anybody wants the time just now, it's 10:39. I'm going to go and finish the rest of my makeup, clean up this fallout, which you can see here. So that's a bit of a bummer. I hate getting fallout. Yeah, so I will be back. Right, the rest of my makeup is finished. It's now 11:05. Oops. Lip colour, by the way, also by Lime Crime. It is the Plushie in Angelic. I am loving this. I've worn it a few times and I only got it recently. And I also went for their Angels highlight palette and used the colour Celestial because, I don't know, I just felt like in a Lime Crime kind of mood. So I am going to go about my day, see how this holds up. I really do like the finished eye look. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Right, so it is 9:20 and this is me just coming back because there's literally been nothing to check in with. I am delighted with how this eyeshadow looks. It hasn't faded, it hasn't creased, there hasn't been any kind of glitter falling out under my eye, which can sometimes happen with sparkly shadows. I mean, these were a bit more frosty rather than glittery, but in particular the colour Luminous did still have some kind of chunkier glitters that there was a possibility of that happening with, but it hasn't. So this has made me overall want to go and try all of the Lime Crime shadows. You know, like the Polly Pocket little palettes were so cute and I'd never bought them. And maybe have a look at some of the other Venus palettes that are a bit bigger. But definitely, I think if you see a palette on there and the colours take your fancy, their eyeshadows are good quality, they last really well. I don't think price-wise it's particularly bad. I mean, it works out around £4 a shadow and they're a fairly normal size. So it's not the cheapest on the market, but definitely not the most expensive and performs really well, which is what I'm looking for rather than being the cheapest. So if you've got any questions about this, please put them down below. But I am firmly putting this into the good buy category, and while we're at it, we'll put the plushies in there as well. I have retouched this, but I do find that these are a good balance between being long wearing without completely drying out your lips. So that's always nice too. So if you get any questions and any requests as well, leave those down below and I'll catch you later. Bye guys.